When I first met you back in 2019, I really didn't know what's gonna happen next. But what I knew even back then is that I feel hopeful and safe in your presence.
Ringa, ringa, roses, pocket, Asha, push, go on, let's fall down. Everybody fall.
I promise you, Lavanya, to show up, witness, and be fully present to all the important and silly moments of your life.
What's the story behind this?
So Lavanya started getting a lot into skincare last year, sometime, and she started just like icing her face, and I was like, "What are you doing?" She's like, "If you ice your face before washing it, or actually after washing it, and before putting on any other stuff, it just stays better."
Okay.
Yeah, that's basically it. To get the blood flow through the front of the skin, that's all.
Want it a little closer, or you want to wear it like this broad?
Maybe this broad also is nice.
Is he ready?
Yeah, he says he's ready. We'll be another 50. Okay, Sai, get excited. Bye.
You all said yes, take a photo with us.
I'm like, yeah, she looks so pretty.
Yeah,
Obviously, the prettiest looking prop today.
I never thought that you would come my way. 7 years, picture in your face. Like a cannonball, you took me down. You colored me and showed me how to love again. But I don't believe it.
Do we hug? Do we hug? Can I hug you?
You're the only one I'm dreaming of. Just say I'll be the last, 'cause I will hold this. Yeah, I will hold this until the song is over.
I think it's like this. This is the bag. Oh, you're supposed to put it on. You're put to each other. No. Yeah, we're put to each other.
It's
It's fine. It doesn't matter. Yeah, just go for it. Who does it first? Who does it first? Who does it first? Do I do it first? How to bend down? How to bend down? Put it.
I cover you in garlands and in pearls. In the corner of this garden where you fell. Strip me of my paper crown. Color me and show me how to love again. But I don't believe it. Darling, you're the only one I'm dreaming of. Just say I'll be the last, 'cause I will hold this.
Namaskaram. Welcome. Some of you might be thinking, what is going on? Where is the fire? Why are there flowers? But this beautiful, good-looking couple right here, they're special. And we're going to celebrate their wedding, their union, in a special way. For extraordinary people and extraordinary union. So how did this story begin? Well, we're going to tell you the story, and we're going to invite the people who are part of this community. The parents, the brothers, the closest of friends, to be a part of it as well. So I'm going to invite all the speakers of this evening to come to this side of the stage. And the mic will be brought to you. And we will begin. Somebody remind me, what is the hashtag of this wedding?
Love at first sight!
Love at what? Love at first sight. We're going to talk about whether that is the perfect hashtag or whether there could be even more of a perfect hashtag. Because theirs is a modern love story. I mean, they met by chance. I mean, an app. Which is the modern version of chance. And from what I understand, Sai was one of the first people that Lavanya matched with. So maybe the hashtag should have been love at first swipe. Maybe. But what is the story? Today, we are going to try to have a wedding where there is no wise man on stage who represents a religious force. There are no 7 vows, there are many more than 7 promises. Many, many more. These two are going to commit to a lot more than they would have just walked on a fire and somebody would have said words that nobody understood. So instead, today, we're going to have Sai. I call him Sai, some of you call him Sidhu. I've known him for 27 years now. And I've known you for 4 years now. My name is Prateek Jain. For this wonderful occasion, my lovely wife and I, we flew from San Francisco to be able to be part of this amazing, beautiful night. Woo! And I'm honored and a little bit nervous to be the wise man on stage today. I was describing how we're going to do this today and somebody said, yo, Delhi wale log hain. ज़्यादा बकवास किया तो पत्थर मारेंगे. So hopefully it will be better. Okay, so this is the modern love story. Once upon a time, a little girl was born who became the joy and light of her mom's life. She turned out to be the most sincere of people. Lavanya, the first day that she was brought to school, she liked school. She never wanted to miss school anymore. She became the topper. Then she started going to dance class, and she sincerely practiced, as we saw in yesterday's Sangeet performance. It was amazing. Lavanya was an A student, and then in the summers she would go teach the blind people with her brother. In her early years, she started a non-profit. She basically had her path figured out. This overachieving, data-loving Yale scholar. Now this Ivy League student somehow fell for my wonderful friend, who was not an A student. I went to the same school bus with him from 3rd standard. He was more interested in the football game in the afternoon than in what was going on in class. Thanks to Uma auntie, the lunch in his lunchbox was always tasty, and most of the time it would be gone by the time lunch was announced. Because he'd be off playing football and we'd be eating his lunch. Sai went off to go to engineering, but he was more interested in the mechanics of a debate than the mechanics of a motor. And eventually, what he found fascination with is the mechanics of how the world works, of how politics and policies shape our lives. So he also, this guy, he also went and became an Ivy League student and went off to go join the United States in Columbia, which is where we met again in New York City. And these two found their way back to pursue their passions in India. And some years later, a swipe happened. And then they started texting. When Lavanya described it, she says, most people say, what's up, how are you, texts. She said, Pratik, hum dono ek dusre ko chithi likhte the. Our texts were this unending long conversation. And then we finally met. And when they met, apparently those few minutes of a coffee date became 5 hours that they would never forget. Apparently, Lavanya, on her ride back home, texted her friends. I don't know what will happen with this guy I just met. Maybe nothing will happen. But meeting him has reinforced my love, my respect, my belief in men. My buddy. Apparently, Sai got back home, and his roommates were like, "What's up, man?" In Sarvada Enclave, he was grinning like a Cheshire cat, ear to ear. And some say he was not walking, he was floating. Because he had just met someone that he wouldn't talk about in his classic Sai style. And a few days later, things started to shape up. And that journey had led us here. Today, instead of walking around a fire, today we are going to get closer with each fire. The parents are going to tell us a bit of a story and then ask for the couple to make a promise. The brothers are going to ask for the couple to make a promise. One representative of the friend group of each Sai and Lavanya are going to ask for them to make a promise. There are so many promises for them to keep. And then they are going to sign it. Here we have a written down version of these promises. But before that, they will actually commit something to each other as well. In many weddings, people make promises. But usually it's in a different language. In many weddings, people say, I accept. Ya kabool hai. Ya I do. Today they're going to do all of it. It's going to be a hell of a day. So for the very first thing, I want to ask you, should it be love at first sight or should it have been love at first date?
First sight it is.
The last story I'll tell you is that in every relationship, there is a moment of hardship that seals the deal. For Lavanya, it happened in New York. These two had found a way to go travel together in New York. And then, as happens to only this generation in life, one of them caught COVID. And while everybody was trying to figure out, oh, they have COVID. So, where should they stay? Where should we stay? And who's going to isolate and how's the food going to be arranged? Okay, Lavanya, where will you stay? And then Sai looked up and said, Lavanya, you know you're not going anywhere alone, right? Wherever you're going, I'm coming with you. And it sealed the deal. I think that's the testament. Maybe love at first pandemic. This is the modern love story, and they've had their model trials and tribulations. And this is a modern wedding. I think today we're learning that we can now choose not just if we marry, not just who we marry, but how we marry. And that I think is extraordinary because of this extraordinary couple. So I'm going to invite Lavanya's father, Ravina, if you'd like to step up and to tell us a little story and to tell us what he would like the couple to make a promise to each other. One round for Ravina.
It's really a pleasure, and their date I never knew. The stories you narrated I never knew, and I was asking. But my wife knew, but others didn't know. So it was evolving over a period of time. I could see that for 3-4 years going around to the parties, but I didn't know that it's going to culminate in this kind of ceremony. So I'm so happy for both of them, and I'm more happy with the ceremony because I always thought that if this kind of ceremony can be done, and despite the resistance or insistence, I should say, from other family members to have it done in a in a traditional manner. So it's a great feeling, and you can imagine father's feeling because I remember the day one when she was born and bringing her home, and after that so many things, and taking her to Yale and giving. I also promised something. It's not that I promised to her that at any point of time you feel there's something wrong, I'll fly down to Yale at any point of time. So and she excelled in whatever so of course she's my daughter, so so I'll rather not to, because there's seven or 8 promises. How many promises you have kept?
There are many promises.
Many promises.
The promise that you ask is yours.
So as they say, there are many promises to keep. Many promises to keep. The woods are lovely, dark and deep. Miles to go before we sleep. A lot of promises to keep. So the vow which I would like them to repeat, or just I recite, or
you recite.
I recite. If they promise to nourish each other and grow stronger together, it's like nature. Nature nourishes each other, and the trees and everything in the nature grows stronger together. And vow to share your wealth, your joys, and face the sorrows together. Be together in thick and thin. And my blessings to both of them.
Thank you. Thank you.
Do we take a step towards each other? Ooh.
Step towards each other.
Oh, like
Trust
this?
the
Like
girl's
this?
father to say, preserve your wealth, share your wealth together. I love that. So we have started off, and the next up is Sai's mother, Uma auntie. One round of applause.
Feel so elated. Thank you so much. First, I would like to be grateful to all the people who are here. Thank you so much for coming from all across the world. I have no words to express my feelings today. This is a moment I've been waiting for years. Years. And it's not an easy wait. Finally, the day has come when I feel the sun, the moon, stars, and the universe have come together to bless this beautiful couple. I remember Nitin asking me a few days back, Auntie, how do you feel? I said at that point of time I was going through all my emotions. I have all the mixed feelings. Feelings of happiness as a parent, feelings of relief as a mother, which I was waiting for, like, give the responsibility another lady so that she can further nurture this beautiful soul. And I also recollect some of the moments which I have gone through with this beautiful soul called Siddharth in my life. He held us, he held all the family together. And he held me to my life right from the day one he was born. Held my life together at all points of life. And I remember as a child, he used to be the bubbly, naughty, mischievous kid up to the age of 15 or 10. Then when he started growing up, I could see him to turn himself or transform himself into a beautiful human being and a wonderful, handsome man. Lavanya, you're so lucky. I'm so proud of him. I'm so proud of him. And I also would like to tell you, Lavanya, that apart from you, who's met him 4 years back, there's another lady in his life. Can you guess who it is? It's me. the longest living partner or companion of Sai, as a child, as a teenager, as a young man. We had those journeys together, long drives discussing philosophy, talking about what we feel about each other's life, and then first drink together. That's a promise he kept. We had the first drink together, and then as we grew up, long night conversations, the big fights, the big fights we had together. That's the evolution process. And I'm really, really happy and proud, Sai, for being the way you are. And the one person who believes in the values of life, the values of families, values of human relationships. And that's what he's built us together. And I'm so happy that he met Lavanya 4 years back through an app, no? And some of the revelations what has come today. I'm very, very happy that you chose Lavanya as your companion for life. And I would like to say that the women, as per the scriptures, the women are called Dharitris. Dharitri is the person Dharitri means the earth, Mother Earth, the nature. And only when we nurture the earth, nature, that it nurtures us back. And I also strongly believe that if the woman of the house is happy, the family is happy. And for you said that Lavanya's happiness is going to be of most importance because she is happy. I'm a little selfish here also. I want my son to be happy. How will he be happy without she being happy? So that's the whole twist here. So please, jokes apart, please take care of her feelings, of her emotions, of her life, of her journey, and wishing you the best. And I would like to promise you, Lavanya, I'm not going to be the mother for you. Definitely not. I can't be a mother to you. I'm for sure not going to be the mother-in-law. I can't. That's not in me. So what I would like to be is a person whom you can always look forward to talking to. I'm always there to listen to you, guide you if you need me, help you in your journey together. And whenever you fight, I'm always there. Yes. And if you can always complain to me because I know him too well, and you will also know him too well. So you can always complain. We can work together if needed. Thank you so much. Wishing you the best in life. This is the promise I would like you to sign. Promise to help each other, to fulfill your spiritual journeys, to evolve as humans. Sidhu, to be happy, you must promise to keep Lavanya happy.
I promise.
Thank you. Thank
Come
you.
to a hug.
Thank you. We expected this to be emotional. Thank you, man. Well, we now know that Sidhu was a naughty boy, and we know that Lavanya probably was naughty, but she was very sincere. So we're going to learn more about her soon. But first, Sai's father, Raghu uncle, with a few words.
Good evening. Am I too loud? My name is Raghuram. I'm very proud to say I'm Sai's father. So you heard about naughtiness of Sai. We call him Sid. And when he was born, we were actually waiting to find a name for the first male child in the family. And in a way, he is the first child in all the families put together, maybe at least 200, 300 people in our family. The first child for our friends is the first child of a friend. So I was trying to find a name and said, what should be? And somehow first few weeks when we watched him, and we found him like the Buddha statue, you see, nice, bubbly, naughty. I said, is he going to be naughty as even right from the beginning, or is he going to be like a Buddha? Well, let's decide his name to be Siddharth. Okay, Sai was added because of my wife's influence. So, Sai Siddharth. And it so happened, he stuck to this word Siddharth, the true nature of Gautam Buddha, Siddharth. Means his value systems are so deep. He doesn't allow whether it's a parent or a friend or anybody else, even a stranger, he sticks to it. So when we say, okay, be gentle when you are with your own people, no, right is right, wrong is wrong. Such a gentleman he is. Okay? Now when they decided that this particular wedding, as Pratik mentioned, it has to be something, we wanted it to be in a specific way. And they said that they already thanked us. Thank you very much for giving us an opportunity to create a new method of marriage, a new way of making marriage. Okay, so we are all thrilled and said, okay, rarely people get an opportunity to create history. You guys are awesome. You are creating a history. This is the best. And football, right from the childhood, he's a football fan, and we have a little fight at home. There is one Arsenal and one Liverpool. Liverpool is here, and the two banners, two big posters. Everything has to be like 6 feet by 4 feet posters, and the big. Wherever we go, we have to find both of them together. We can't find one and then come back, right? So such a big fight happening, and Liverpool often loses to Arsenal, right? Agree? So once in a while Liverpool wins. But he's so patient. He allows his brother to be happy. That's why Arsenal is winning. Okay? Thank you. So on the Liverpool game, Lavanya, please make sure that he never misses a Liverpool game. If he misses, then the way he becomes agitated, it's better not to touch him when he wants to meet, right? And also, he has the habit of playing FIFA at odd hours. Suddenly we are all sleeping, quietly he sneaks in and gets up. And 2 a.m., 3 a.m., somebody is playing FIFA, we can see as if it's a World Cup game. But sometimes I get confused whether it's really a FIFA game or it's World Cup or some Euro Cup is happening. So forget it. One fine day, like you get up and then see there's nobody there and Sai is actually playing FIFA. Good. So with such a kind of a man you have, both of you will have to remain friends irrespective of whatever happens in your life. And I know for sure you protect each other. I request and you promise each other that you protect each other forever. No. Whether it's a male or a female, I think the protection is required from both sides. I know you both are capable of different ways to take care of each other. That's a promise I request both of you to make on the stage. Thank you.
See the impatience. Please do. I mean, closer and closer. So the promise is to be friends for life. To nurture each other's relationship. We've heard the wise parents. We've heard the story from Lavanya's mom. We've heard about the Sai's parents. We've heard Raveen uncle tell us that the date was a surprise. But now we have to hear from the most eligible bachelor in the house. We have to hear from Lavanya's brother, Shantanu.
Hello, hi guys. So I'm Shantanu, Lavanya's older brother, both legally and spiritually. So I've known Lavanya for a long time, and I'll be honest, in the beginning we were Fernandes. She was cranky, she would complain about me all the time and get me into trouble. Essentially, I was a victim. But over a period of time, our relationship evolved, right? We became allies. And I think that specifically happened on Diwali. So on Diwali, we would make a list of all the firecrackers we would get. We would store them, we would burn them, and we would just manage them really well. Because at that point, firecrackers were cool, right? But over a period of time, that again evolved, right? We became even closer allies. Whether it's some kind of funny family gossip, where Lavanya's like, "Bhai, drama ho raha hai," and sends me like 100 messages while I'm somewhere else. Or whether it's some serious stuff about life, about relationships, about career. We have become allies and we're bound together, right? So, Mr. Sai Siddharth, I asked Dee, will you be an ally? Someone who will enable Lavanya's growth, celebrate victories and the good times, but also provide comfort and support when things get hard. And who, despite differences, will present a common front to whatever battles life throws. Do you vow to be an ally for life? Congrats.
That was Shantanu, the original frenemy, and now biggest cheerleader. We will now hear from somebody who had a very enviable position or unenviable position. Somebody who had to wrangle so many friends, who had so many ideas for what the vow should be. Lavanya's friend Anansha had to find the promise that would find the consensus. And we had our own. What this? What this way? So Anansha had a very hard job. And I'm dying to hear a little story about Lavanya. And
and what promise you asked for.
Alright. Good evening, everyone. It's kind of surreal to be here. I have known Lavanya, or more appropriately, Lavanya Di as I've called her, for all seasons. During this time, she's sometimes been a friend, she's been a mentor, she's been a sister, she's been a bully. Sometimes she just behaves like an idiot. In all these years, and having known her through everything, there's something that strikes me every time. You could walk into any room and be the smartest, most competent person, but what you choose to be is the most caring person. You care about cats, you care about ethics, you care about the people in this room, and you care about me. Sai, when I first met you, your compassion was also the first thing that struck me. And not just because you have patience to listen to boy drama of all of Sai's friends going on and on and on. Sai also offers sage advice. Don't text him. I texted him. So today, as we're here to celebrate both of you, we want you to make a promise that on days that are not as great as this weekend was, both of you will rely on compassion. So Lai and Lavanya, you're merging into one person already. Lavanya and Sai, we want you to vow that in the face of adversity, you will prioritize compassion over fairness and always strive to nurture each other with a lot of empathy. She just said Proladia.
For renaming our couple, Lai and Savanya. I didn't know he offers sage advice about boy drama. This is how it all came together, and what promise he's asking of this wonderful couple. Please welcome on stage Mayuk.
Hi guys, I'm Mayuk, as Pratik said, and I'm one of Sai's oldest and closest friends here. Sorry to all of other Sai's friends, but I'm probably number one. I think I first met Sai when we were maybe 12 or 13 or so. We played football together. I was like, who's this uncle playing football with us? And Sai was like, who's this like 8-year-old playing football with us? Although I think it was probably in college that we became really close. Sai and I used to debate together, but I think we became friends in spite of the fact that we used to debate together. And it was in the last 2 years where we lived together that I think really cemented the closest male friendship that I probably have with anyone. Sai, you are the only boy whose phone number I still have memorized. I won't reveal it for privacy reasons, but I'll tell you later. Sai to me is like, he's kind of like a litmus test for people, you know. If like someone comes up to me and they're like, I have a problem with Sai, or I have some kind of issue with Sai, I'm like, something is wrong with you. Like, he sort of radiates this warmth. Like even when you meet him for the first time, you know he's a good person. And I can't think of anyone more deserving of the warmth and support that Sai brings than Lavanya. And in many ways, Sai and Lavanya already have a very sort of mature, like modern relationship, right? They're very good at like giving each other space. They're very good at communicating their needs and wants and treating each other with a lot of kindness and respect and really being their own people. And so to this end, actually, Pratik, I have two promises from Nikita and I that we want Lavanya to make to Sai. So the first one is from Nikita, and she says, Sai and Lavanya, it is difficult to think of promises that can better a relationship both of you have nurtured with such care. It is easier to frame these vows as a reiteration of the present. I ask you to commit yourselves to always finding joy in the familiar and in adventures that embrace the unknown, to laugh often, to hold each other up through the troughs of life, and to hold one another accountable if you falter, to navigate challenges as you always have, in togetherness with conviction from a place of love. Nikita, that was too good. My promise is not going to read as well after this.
Thank you, Nikita.
And then my promise, my request to Lavanya. Lavanya, I want you to bring your whole full self to your life with Sai, both in moments that you spend together and as importantly apart. Love yourself as much as you love each other, and don't forget to give yourself the space to cultivate and nurture your own life and your own dreams while you support Sai's and your collective ones. We wish you a very, very happy married life. I'm going to be sad that Sai no longer lives with me, but probably you guys will move to Bangalore next year or something. I can see it happening. Yay, Bangalore! Thank you so much.
Oof. We now know where Sai lives, who has his numbers memorized. And now, yes? And now we have this momentous occasion. These two are close enough that they're ready to go and sign these vows and call this a thing, but we have to hear from them. Savanya and Lai have also thought about a promise that they're keeping for each other. And after all these wonderful memories, after all these wonderful promises, we're going to start with you, Lavanya. We're going to start with you. And I got a chance to read it in advance. I'm already nervous for your tears, audience. So let me hand over the mic.
Wow. When I first met you back in 2019, I really didn't know what's gonna happen next. But what I knew even back then is that I feel hopeful and safe in your presence. Hopeful that life is joy, that the world can be better and warmer, and safe to be my true, authentic self. No filters, no pretenses. This feeling has remained constant in the years I've known you. You don't just let me be my full self. You embrace and encourage my full self. I blossom when I'm around you, because every time I look at you, I only see deep affection and care in your eyes. Your belief in me strengthens me. Pradeep already mentioned this, so spoiler alert, but I remember in 2022 when we were in New York and I got COVID, you didn't test positive, which is really weird. And Abhilasha, you also did. How am I the only one who got COVID? But anyway, I tested positive and I was scared at the prospect of navigating sickness alone. I didn't say anything, but you probably saw the fear in my eyes. I remember in that moment, you looked straight at me and said, "Of course I'm not leaving you alone." You stayed with me, took care of my physical and mental health, and nursed me during a difficult time. You entertained a lot of calls from my parents who were very worried that I had COVID and they were giving you all sorts of instructions and you dealt with it. You continue to nurse my soul. Every time you make coffee for me, remind me to drink water, cook for me, give me good books, and more than anything else, listen to me patiently blabber on and on and on about anything and everything. It matters a lot to me that you love my cat, Raz, as your own. It matters more than you know that you never discard any of my ideas, that you always entertain them no matter how stupid. I love that you're as excited about history walks as me. I love that you know, based on my face, exactly when I want to leave a party. And anyone who knows me, I do Irish exits all the time. I really don't like staying for parties. I love that you love sharing food and are not fazed if I challenge you. I promise you that I will always be open and listen to you, even when we disagree. Especially when we disagree, no matter how hard it is in the moment, I promise to look at you rather than away from you. I promise that when you need your me time every Thursday evening, because the week has gotten to you, I will let you be. I will never diminish your individuality. Even if I don't understand why, but when you're sad about the Liverpool manager resigning, yeah, Liverpool has been mentioned a lot in this ceremony. I will let you wallow and be sad on your behalf. It'll be fake sad, but yeah. I promise to not let my ego get in the way. And where I can, give a little to make you comfortable. For example, I can't promise to give you the window seat every time because I also like looking outside, but you're like a wonderful kid who loves gazing out of the window seat, and we've been on flights that are 15 hours long. I've napped, I've woken up and Sai is still looking outside. He's like, look at that mountain and look at that ocean, and he's matching it with the map. So I'll give you the window seat as much as I can, given the geography nerd that you are. Yeah, I will try to do that most times. I promise that if you're going through a tough time, I will always be there to comfort you and wipe your tears. I promise that I will make important decisions with you. I promise you lots of Sunday afternoons where we can just be in our cocoon without the pressures of the world. And even more Sunday afternoons where we can taste this beautiful world together. I'm so excited to begin this adventure with you.
Thank you, Lavanya. No. That's plenty. Thank you. We have one last speaker. We have the groom who has to tell us, one, how he's feeling, two, you know, he's found something he loves more than Liverpool finally. And three, wrap us up. To this wonderful. Go Sai.
It's long. I also like typed it out in like font 16. No, 18. It means so much to me that so many people have come together and worked so hard to bring this ceremony to life. Some of you, actually many of you who know me for a very long time, was surprised at my decision to get married. The ones who were surprised were the folks who didn't know Lavanya. I think all my friends who've known me, my parents who've known me for a long time, the moment they met you, this decision was obvious. In that, for the wedding itself, some of you did a lot more than you thought you'd do in bringing this wedding together. Some of you did less than you wanted to do. And all of you, every single one of you, whether you know it or not, you showed up, you pulled through in getting this ceremony together for the two of us. And that act of love means so much more to us than you can ever know. I know that showing up wasn't easy. While this wedding was being put together, you had your lives with its ups and downs, you had fun and games, and like my bro broke his hand. Also in the middle of all this. But despite all that, you fully opened your hearts to Lavanya's and mine companionship. And all the fun and drama that came with this wedding. All of you showed up because you know deep down that opening your hearts comes with both the nice things and the not so nice things that life throws at us. Because you know in your body that love is only ever complete when there's room in a relationship for the good, the bad, and in Lavanya's case, the unusual. It is in the spirit of this gesture, your gesture, of being there for us that I promise you, Lavanya, to show up, witness, and be fully present to all the important and silly moments of your life. Pratik mentioned earlier, this ceremony is different from what you typically expect. I think like several of you mentioned it. But Lavanya and I went in a different direction and created a ceremony in a manner that truly reflects where we come from and the values that we've chosen for ourselves. This is only possible because our parents, our grandparents, uncles, aunts, even some of our friends here let go of the rituals and parts of their culture that mean so much to them. I did a traditional Telugu haldi a couple of
days ago in Hyderabad, and I saw the joy it brought to everyone. I saw it on their faces. It was like fantastic, and I know it was so hard for everyone to let go of that to make this possible. You were incredibly generous in providing us the space to grow and evolve. You made it possible for us to find spaces, big and small, for ourselves and our values in this world and make them our own. In the spirit, Lavanya, I promise to provide you the space and support and comfort to be the best version of yourself, or any version of yourself that you choose to be. Yeah. And in the last 5 years that I've known you, I've seen many versions of you. You've added so much energy, discipline, and impetus to be a version of myself that I can be satisfied with, that I can be content with. You encourage me to search for the values that align with me, and you encourage me to give it a good go of living up to those values. You've held up a mirror to show me so many different ways that I can see myself, and you've reassured me that what I saw, even in those dark moments, that what I'm seeing is okay, that what I'm seeing is good. And I do struggle with that sometimes. I'm incredibly grateful for what you provided me already, and I'm grateful for the privilege, and it is a privilege to marry you. I know we'll have many loving, fun and beautiful moments. I know there'll also be tough moments. That there'll be times when living up to the promises that we're making to each other and that we're seeking, that we're making to all our friends, we'll not be able to live up to them. We are fallible. However, I promise you this. I will be sincere in my efforts to live up to the promises that we're making to each other. And I will be sincere in my efforts to live up to the promises that we're making to this wonderful community around us who made this possible. Yeah.
Thank you. You may now have the bride. So, ladies and gentlemen, there is no fire, but there is fire. We have a big status amongst all this paperwork. Till the sun is over. So I'll sing it. All the inside my lungs are screaming. Till the color runs from both these eyes will hold this. Yeah, I will hold this. Till the sun is over.
Now that auntie is here, back to 150. Now we back to 150.
Okay, 90.
90.
Okay, you'll take Monopoly money.
90,000.
At this point, we have to pay. You're down to the wrong person right now.
90,000.